Ay, 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 ay. Hi. A real-time host, Bill Maher, closed his show on Friday night by offering a warning to skeptics on the left who don't buy into existence of cancel culture. Never heard of that. Liberals need to stand your ground. Liberals need a stand your ground law for cancel culture. Mahar began the monologue so that we can so that when the woke mob comes after you for some ridiculous offense, you'll stand your ground. Stop apologizing because I can't keep up with who's up. On Marr also accused Republicans of trying to appropriate the term in response to for actual crimes, muddy waters or whatever. What bloody ever. All right, all right, all right. That was on the phone when I just opened up my phone and I tell you, what's going on, Brandon? People, I'm about to drop a classic on you real quick. I'm about to drop a classic. Um, and I've talked excuse me, I've talked about men, but after watching this movie Sleepless in Seattle, as I was watching it, I came in here and I was working out because I insist on being the best version of myself. All right, I insist on being the best version of myself. Watching the movie Sleepless in Seattle, this title came to me. Now, last time I touched bases on this, I talked about men. I talked about what men are, what men don't need, how men don't make excuses, how you don't need to do things for men. How men don't lose a job on Tuesday and their cell phone about to get turned off on Thursday and they live with their mama and they need this help and they need you to bring them up to stats. I was talking to women, of course, but I was saying that men don't need that. I was saying that. I heard what I said because I was sitting here when I said it. But today, I'm gonna tell you men to understand your market. I'm gonna help you men understand. You need to know your market. What I want to talk about is the misappropriation of man funds that women will appropriate man funds to booty out niggas, to the lowest scum whore bastards. I'm laughing at something else. Y'all know the antics is coming today. I'm gonna be doing my dance, of course, but my antics is coming today. I'm such an antic whore. But I want to talk about men know your market. So let us first understand what exactly is the definition of market. People, I appreciate you for being here. This is a preview of the Christmas show, and what I mean is the topics and things that I'm going to be talking about, etc., etc. Appreciate you for being here. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Individuals that's watching me on Unplugged, I'm only gonna be here for about 20 minutes. Then you got to bring you over to the hated one. It's the link is below the video, aka facts at 100%. The link is below the video. Yeah, you, and you. The link below the video. May as well come now. Damn it. But first, when I say men, know your market, I must first do you some justice by helping you understand the word market. People, I brought a home last year. All right. I brought a home last year. And what I wasn't going to do is buy a house in the ghetto. What's going on, Sean? What I wasn't going to do is buy a house in the ghetto. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Come on, stop with me. Stop being with me here. What I wasn't going to do is I was not going to buy a house in the ghetto. So I was looking for a house in a better market. So what that mean exactly is I was not going to buy a house in an area that had high nigga. So I was looking for a house in a different market. Market means various classes. The market. We play the stock market, the housing market, the supermarket. But no one ever told you guys about the man market. So I'm going to tell you guys about the man market. People, various women that I quote, Shahrazad Ali, Donna Farrakhan, that's Minister Farrakhan's daughter, Sister Shalakemia, and there's another sister that I quote that I can't remember her name, but I quote these women because these women help men understand their market. A woman shouldn't be this. You shouldn't do that for a woman. A woman this. Donna Farrakhan said when a woman gets a job, her vocal cords change. Sister Shahrazad Ali said the black man and black women don't get along and black women are out of control. These are things and words that I use to help, even when I speak, understand your worth, aka your market. So let's dive right into it. People, I'm going to talk about me. After all, I'm doing this thing, right? So I'm going to talk about me. All right. What's going on, Hunter? My man. Hunter says, yeah. I'm gonna read your comment in a second, Hunter. But appreciate you for being here, man. You need to get over to Facts at 100%. Link below the video, aka the hated one. All right. So I'm gonna use me. People, I have learned in my short 52 years of living that women don't seem to love you based on how well you love them. They only seem to love you based on what you let them get away with. So what do I mean? That means how good you are means nothing. In the community you guys call black, it means nothing. You can be good to them, it means nothing. But if they want to come at you with dumb innuendos and all this stuff and especially hypotheticals, if you don't ask that, then they will start building up an animosity of hatred towards you. Now, when you take your services to another market of women, this doesn't exist. So your man, when you're a man, it's more appreciated. But I need y'all to follow me because I'm talking about men need to know your market. So I'm talking about me. How does a man of my resume, with my resume and with my morals, why did I go through all the stuff that I went through? Because of my market. I gave my services to the wrong market. So y'all not gonna believe this. Y'all may drop y'all. Listen, check this out. I blame myself for dealing with Crystal Holman, and I blame myself for fighting Atia LaShawn Bradley for 11 and a half years. I don't blame nobody but myself. I have not found one woman that said, I dealt with a no good man, and that was stupid of me to do that. I haven't met one. But you look back on all the individuals that they dealt with, and you're like, it was him. Y'all remember when this woman was on YouTube dating a married man with the context of he promised me, they was living in the back of a truck. A married man, he promised me, and then he said, all right, enough of this, I'm going back to my wife, enough with you. And then it was, an onslaught of promises that he promised her. People, I assure you, that's something exclusive to the community, in the community you guys call black, because other women, they you can't promise them nothing and get. Now there's going to be individuals that say, yeah, but I seen, and yep, but that that is a small percentage outside the community you call black. In this community you will meet an abundance of women that was, if you do this for me I'll start doing right, if you just do that for me I promise you I'll get a job, if you just let me do that, let me hold your car even though I ain't got a license. I mean, the onslaught, which causes the market to be full of individuals that unfortunately they got this, they're wired real different. They're like, you're like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. So with me, I'm going to talk. I have had women that when I told them how I was, it didn't mean nothing. I met an individual last year. I told this woman, hey, listen, I don't talk to another man's woman. I don't do that. Now, I'll say hello to somebody's wife, because a wife is established that they have a thing going. Hey, how you doing? Good, I'm well, thank you, blah, blah, blah. But when you talk to a single woman, it's a lot of flirting involved. It's a lot of energy that, oh, well, you can be number three. I'm fucking two guys right now. You see this? You see this? I mean, come on. I mean, all you got to do is act right. All you got to do is come down out of your market and come down into the slut world. All you got to do is be a nigga. All you got to do is just drop those morals, and I will put you in line. Yeah, I do, Seven. All I got to, all you got to do, all you got to do is drop your guard. Come on, just stop being like that. The market in the community you guys call black. The market in the community you guys call black is the woman. The women are running the show. And the first thing they'll say to strip you of helping you understand your worth is, I don't need no man. That is a cancer. When you hear a woman say things like that, just hit them off with a hump and dump. Shoot a load on their face. They ain't worth it. That's the trash of the community. I swear. They're the garbage trash of the community. I want to be clear about that. That is just trashaholic.com. Where was I? Oh, dear my. So, what I've noticed is that these are some basic problems that women have with men. A man cheats. What happened if you don't cheat? I can't never call a nigga on Friday or Saturday night. I can't ever call a nigga on Friday or Saturday night. That nigga never answer his phone. That nigga always got an excuse as to why he can't. Right? Those are the typicals. That nigga don't want to spend no time with me. That nigga. All these things. What happens when you are none of those? What happens? What happens when you're not a man in those markets? What happens? What happens when you're not a nigga? What happens when a woman can call you every time every time? What happens? What happens when you have morals? What happens is you'll meet a woman that your market of man is on unfamiliar territory. And for that, people, you're going to have a problem. 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 People, let me tell you the number one issue that I have had with women in my life. But first, I'm going to say this. A woman told me back when I was about 35, 34 years old, possibly I was 33. She was in her 40s, late 40s. And she said, Chris, you always going to have problems with women. And I'm like, well, why am I always going to have a problem with women? She said, because Chris, you don't lie. That was 17 years ago. Chris, you always going to have problems with women. Why? Because, Chris, you don't lie. Think about that. You're going to have problems with women because you don't lie. She said, I used to give the percentages, but when I gave the percentages, women would come on my platform and be like, I don't know about that. I don't know. And this is the life that I lived, that I was shown. Everything that woman told me back then has came into fruition. And then I backdated a lot of incidences and I said, bing, that was the answer. A man of my market with morals. And I'm telling you here today, I was told that, Chris, you're always going to have a problem with women because you don't lie. All right? You're always going to have a problem. So what exactly does that mean? That means when you say XYZ in the beginning, you should conform to ZXQ. You can better get along. So people, I'm going to tell you guys about men and how you need to know your market. What's going on, King? Been a minute, man. I'm going to tell you, you guys need to know your market. I got individuals watching me on Unplugged. I'm also on the studio view on Facts at 100%, aka the hated one. The link is below the video. Bring yes! Bring yes! Because I'm cutting the feed over here in 4 minutes, bitch. 4 minutes, you bitch. All right. All right, so let's talk about something that I just reiterated. I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to say this again. You can deal with individuals. What is the basic market issues in the black community with men? All these individuals, they want 3 and 4 bitches. They mama's boys. You can't ever call them on Friday and Saturday. They don't want to commit. All these things. What happens when you are not that? Well, I'm glad you asked. What happens when you are not that? And then what happens when you see? I'm gonna tell you something about a nerd. It's called nerdmatics. What a nerd does is a nerd sit down there and they put all the issues that you can possibly have out front. And then you will meet, hold on. Oh boy. I just got finished working out, man, so I'm sweating. But I still bundle up. But nonetheless. So where was I? Where was I? Oh yeah. So What happens when you say to yourself, I'm a blue collar dude, I'm a nerd, I have morals, you don't you don't possess none of those issues that a woman had with men in the past. But on the contrary, we're talking about estrogen. They're going to check mark all those good things, and then um, what's going to happen is you're going to deal with an individual that's going to find new problems. They're going to they're going to scan how you are, and now new problems. You got new issues. New. You wouldn't have had these problems before. You didn't have these problems before, but now all of a sudden, these are the new issues. But I'm talking about know the market. So let's talk about, once again, the average market of men in the community you guys call black. Niggas cheat, mama's boys, individuals that don't know how to be a man, individuals that been to jail, individuals that want to smoke weed, individuals that got this style to them, think that a style is a man and a man ain't a man. And then this is what happens. This poison floods the market of men, and then you will find yourself dealing with a woman that is full of all these poisons and toxic perspectives of a man. And then here comes a man. And that man is not part of that market. He's not. He's not part of that market. But that man will be subject to interactions from the staining and the cancer that woman dealt with individuals in that market. People, I want to be clear about something, and I want to be crystal clear. A booty out nigga, a nigga that been to jail, a nigga that's in jail, all these subpar marks, all these individuals that thought that, because let me be clear. Everybody got an excuse as to why they're not a man, except men. Everybody got an excuse. People, I don't make no excuses. My dad taught me that. And then you meet individuals and you get a perspective as to why you need to understand. Listen, leave your trash ass excuses to that market. When you're dealing with a man, do not bring those lousy perspectives to the market of men. I assure you, keep that trash in that market. I want to be clear about something. People, when you go shopping at the Bentley dealer, they know why. They know you're there. You got. They don't have no sales. Ain't no people with jacked up credit at the Bentley dealer. That's not the market for it. It's not. It's not. It's not the market for it. It's not the market for it. Very well said. Uh, King Groove, he jumped over here on Unplugged. He went from Unplugged to he's over here at Facts at 100% Individuals. The link is below the video. I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes. Then I'm killing the feed over here on Unplugged. You got to jump over to Facts at 100%, aka the hated one. Link is below the video. Groove said, black, oops. They act like Dracula. They are literally sucking the life out of the community and intelligent brothers. Wow. Very well said. Very well said. If you allow yourself, men, what I'm telling you, if you do not know your market, if you allow someone to say, this is what I'm going to give you, people, let me tell you something. I can't allow treat me great to take a day off because I'm not doing that. I'm trying to tell you that it's the reason why I drive a Toyota every day, not a BMW. It's the reason for it. Because I'm not stupid. I'm not putting all those miles on a car just to be doing nothing under the perspective of, well, I got it, I'm going to use it. No, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. That's not optimal. That's not optimum. That's not the optimum thing to do. So if you just driving for Lyft and you driving for Uber and you see somebody with a QX60 driving with a Lyft sign in a window, you need to say to yourself, boy, that's the wrong car for that market. I had caught a Lyft one time This dude had a 3-year-old uh, Infinity uh, GX 3.7, 200 and something thousand miles on it. His screen didn't work. The window on my side was broke. It was like I asked him. I said, "Dude, you really going for the overkill? Yeah, you ain't supposed to use this car for this type of work." I mean, dag. Know your market. Individuals on Unplug. Get with me at Facts 100%, aka the Hater One, link below the video. For real, for real. Know your market. Know your market. Your market. Know your market. Once again, let's be clear. You will more than likely meet an individual that never dealt with a man in your market. They have dealt with individuals that they propped up as men, and then it didn't work, all because that's what they wanted. As a sister once said, you cannot deal with a man because he exposes your flaws, and you can't handle that. That's what she said. Once again, I had a woman tell me, Chris, you will always have problems with women. Why? Chris, you don't lie. I was told this back when I was 34, 35, may have been 33. Woman was in her late 40s. Woman said, once again, you got to understand, individuals, they want a man to lie just so they can go off on them. It's the perspective that I now understand and I now see. I want to be clear. I want to be clear about something. I want to be clear. So let's talk about the unfortunates of individuals in the market. You got to ask yourself, have you ever went to a place that had rats, roaches? It was just the bottom of the barrel. It was just a trash. It was just garbage. Have you ever went there to eat? Have you ever went to a place like this knowing that that was the place of the establishment? Nope. Have you ever brought a car where the guy said the engine is about to give out, the engine light is on, that's because the tires are bad, but I'll give it to you at a real good price? You're going to say, no, I don't want this. This is garbage. How come and how does a garbage man be in a relationship? How? How? I had individuals, as I stated, I had individuals that wanted to bring me in the world of a dick you down, dick you down. No, I'm not I don't have, I'm not a man no more. I don't have morals. In order to deal with you, I gotta be classified as a dick you down. I'm not a dick you down. Y'all knew the antics. Y'all knew the antics was coming. I don't want to dick you down. People, what I'm saying is this. Once again, the average issues is, oh, I can't call him after 8 o'clock. On the weekends, he disappear. He got problems. He got bad credit. That's a good one. He got bad credit. Your nigga ain't got no car. All these things. What happened if you don't check mark any of the bad things of men? What happens? You would think that a woman would be like, I ain't giving this dude nothing. On the contrary, you will have an individual that will find new issues with you, and they will be the worst things in the world. And you say, okay, I'll tell you what. Call your friend and see if your friend got issues with their men like that. Call them. People, I'm going to tell you something. I am the best class of men on the market. I am. My resume proves it. My resume proves it. I was a good son to my mom. I was a good brother to my brothers. I was a great dad. My resume speaks for itself. Ain't nowhere in there where I dealt with a subpar woman, but for individuals to think for 1 minute that you're going to get bad with me. No, let the bullshit that you dealt with in the past go, and then we'll mesh equally. I say what I mean what I say. Listen, because that's what men of my market. That's how we are. That's how we do, baby. That's how we do. Let me do my dance. That's how we do. That's how we do. Know your place. Well, when you say that, Individuals get offended. But isn't know your place? Isn't that where everything? Shouldn't I know my place as a person that's renting this building? Shouldn't I know my place when I'm driving a car in the snow? Shouldn't I know my place? But when you say that, you dealt with so many individuals that can tie. When you are a man of a good market, when you're a man, you will find out or you will realize that faults will be found in things that you said how you was from the beginning. Faults will be found with that. And if you don't know your market, you will allow someone to convince you that, oh, I'm wrong for being this way. No, no. Men know your market. Because let's be clear about something. People want you cheap. They want you cheap. I was listening to Dave Ramsey's daughter, Rachel. And Dave Ramsey's daughter, Rachel, said the number one thing a woman wants is security. I'm security all day. And I said, when she said the number one thing that women want is security, I said, how does a woman say the number one thing that a woman wants is security? And when you listen to the individuals that they dealt with in their life, security is nowhere in the equation. Nowhere. Because I want to be clear. This is what I was taught coming up. When you look at what individuals dealt with in their life, you got to say to yourself, where listen, 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 listen. If you've seen the latest Bad Boys, appreciate up, y'all. Come on, man, stop fucking with me. Stop being up with me here. If you've seen the latest Bad Boys, there was a scene right before Captain Howard got shot, and Captain Howard was saying, Mike, the horse was just walking, and the horse didn't know. And Mike Lowry was looking at him like, man, what the hell are you talking about? And the captain went all around the world, and he said, yes, where are you going, Mike? Where are you going? And I was like, oh, snap. And Mike was looking at him, Will Smith was looking at him like, oh, wow. He was like, where are you going, Mike? Where are you going? So if every action, I'm not going with Einstein's laws of relativity, for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. What I'm saying is if every action renders or yields a response, if every action is supposed to be executed with the intent to, I don't know, leave you in a better situation. I mean, after all, nobody goes to a store and say, how much is this? $5? I'm going to give you 20. Nobody does that. So if every action is supposed to be executed with the intent to be better off than you were before, you will deal with individuals that dealt with individuals that obviously was not the equation. Once again, people, I blame myself for dealing with Crystal Holman. I blame myself. I was on a big booty hunt. I was chasing the big booty. I was loving the big booty. My whole perspective was, I don't care about nothing. She got a big booty. And Crystal knew that I loved the big booty. That's what I was on. A white Land Rover. Boy, I love them things. Boy, when white, them motherfuckers are good. So I was loving the big booty. I had an infatuation with the big booty. And then I realized at 33 years old, I need to leave the big booty alone. And then I realized I need to give the big booty in a very, 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 excuse me while I take a break, very, okay, where was I? Oh yeah, a very, 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 hold on a second. Hello? No, nah, Mufi ain't here. Uh-huh. Nah. I'll have him on the show next month. Okay, thanks. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, very, 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 very short leash. Because when you deal with the big bootian, they're not dealing with you based on how you are. The big bootian is normally dealing with you based on when they walk into a store, the eyes. Like I told y'all, I seen a 14-year-old girl taught me this, by the way. I watched that 14-year-old girl when I was in Walmart, watch everybody watch her, positioned her big old booty to where everybody can see it. Made sure she put that big old booty in my eyesight. And I said, wow, that's the game of the lame. Where was I? The big bootian, when you're dealing with that class of woman, and I'm going to talk about women tomorrow, when you're dealing with that woman, she's not going to deal with you based on you. She will be attracted to your features, but she will deal with you saying, why are you treating me like that when all the other niggas praised me? I was a top 10. I was all these things. I was the top tier. I bounced this booty. I pop my booty. I pop my booty. And these individuals love my booty. I got all these individuals loving my booty, but you ain't treating this booty right. Why aren't you? You know why? Because in the market of men, we don't praise things on the booty. We praise things on communication, how well you understand a man, what you don't bring to the table. I tell individuals, attitude is a hell no, times 10. I don't deal with it. Not interested in it. I know what grows when you allow 1%. Let me back that up. That is such a high percentage. When you allow 0.00001% of attitude, I assure you it will grow soon to 50%. Then 100%. Then I assure you of this, you will not know who the fuck you are. I need y'all to follow me. I'm on my bull today. I'm laughing at something else. People, let's go back to market for a second, shall we? Uh, the Sony Walkman. Remember the Sony Walkman? When the Sony Walkman was brought to market, I remember I had a radio that I paid $70 for, and it had dual cassette, and it was loud. My brother had this big mega radio, the one that just had 4 speakers on it, the one you seen in Beach Street. My brother had that one, the one that was about this big, and that one with 4 big 10-inch woofers going across it, and took like 16 batteries. My brother had that one. But then I remember, and that radio was $300 and something dollars. But then I remember my mother's friend had a Sony Walkman, and it was like $140. And I said, why would you buy that little Walkman for $140 when you just get this radio that I got for $70? Practicality. You can take that radio to your office. You can take that radio and be inconspicuous. So Sony knew there was a market for that product. And people, the rest is history. But Sony brought that to market. Do you think Sony can come out right today on 2021 with the reinvention of the Sony Walkman? Laser thin cassettes. Yes, that's right. New cassettes where you can put 1,000 songs on a cassette. No. People, there's not a market for cassettes. Let us now go to the automobile. We're talking about market. Do you know that back in the 70s, there was a thing called an 8-track tape player? If you had a caddy, you had an 8-track tape player in your caddy. My dad had one. And I remember you'd hear it clicking. When you look in cars nowadays, the big thing is screens. Oh, I got a screen in my car. When you look at my dash, I got a screen. Do you think that an automaker would sell a car with an 8-track tape player as an option? You cannot bring that to market. You can't. People, men, you have allowed a lot of individuals that you've dealt with in your life to buy into the nigger market. They brought into the no good nigger market. They brought into the nigga ain't a man market. They brought into the nigga is broken. They brought into the cripple man market. Where was you? Why was you shopping in that market? Why? And then to counter this, because things need to always balance out, I need y'all to follow me. In order for things to counter out, what these individuals got to say is there aren't any good men out there and everything like that. That's why I got. I'm talking about market, people. I'm talking about market. I'm talking about market. People back in the day, there was called mom and pop shops. You went there, you got your groceries, you went and got your fruits, you went and got your potatoes, you went and got your fresh cut meats. And then what happened is the market, then somebody came out with the brilliant idea. I think it was Piggly Wiggly, believe it or not. Piggly Wiggly was one of the first major food chains. Laugh, go look it up. Piggly Wiggly. I seen The Food That Built America. I'm such a history whore. I watched it on The Food That Built America. I think it was the Men That Built America or something. It wasn't The Men That Built America. Because The Men That Built America was the Oppenheimers, the Chase, the Pulitzer of the Pulitzer Prize. Of course, the Rockefellers. It wasn't that. Anyway, they were talking about the food and to distribute the food. Yeah, it was Food to Build America thing. And they were talking about the food. And the owner of the Piggly Wiggly chain was one of the first individuals that turned the market into the supermarket. We went from market to supermarket. So if a booty out nigga, if a mug that's all crippled in life, as individuals that are storyteller sellers, yeah, I know I invented that term. He's a great storyteller seller. Boy, this mug is tell you a story and you buy it. He's a great storyteller seller. So you see, one thing about men, we ain't got no story to tell. We are as advertised. Get out my face with the garbage. Oh, get out my face with the rhetoric. Oh, you pissing me off. So individuals are storyteller purchasers. I done brought that story. Oh, that nigga told me that he had his own apartment. I could never go to his apartment. Found out he lived with his mom. Oh, that nigga said his car was in the shop. Found out his car wasn't in the shop. Remember what I told y'all. Remember my story. Remember my story. Remember my story. Remember my story. Woman meets a man. Oh, I got a car that's in the shop. Oh, what's wrong with your car? I don't know, something wrong with the transmission. This is the #1 story that's sold and brought by the individual in the community you call black. Oh, I got a car. What's wrong with your car? My car in the shop, man. My transmission is acting up. Baby boo, cakes, love, honey muffin, suckle. Talking about market today, niggas. Talking about market. This is just a preview of the Christmas show. I'll be back on the Blog Talk Radio Network. I told you I'd stop fucking with me. You're going to be a stop fucking with me here. No cursing. No, we just going to talk. All right? Individual, when you get offended at this phase of growth, I don't know what to tell you. But I told y'all, I heard what I said because I was sitting there when I said it. They meet a woman who's just out shopping for stories. Oh, dear my. Out shopping for a nigga because their girlfriend got niggas. I need y'all to follow me. Girl, he said this to me. Girl, he did that. Girl, you know that nigga. Girl, you know. Now you know that nigga. Oh, that nigga. Oh, that super nigga. Oh, that nigga. Oh, that nigga. Yeah, They out shopping for niggas. What's going on, Insatiable? He's up in this bitch. And then 2 weeks later, niggas, they smart. They know how they know women gonna appeal to their niggerism. They know that. Niggas know, in the community you call black, stories are brought. Stories are brought at price. And then, niggas don't have a sale on their stories. They're selling their stories at price. Like, how much is this story? Oh, this story $1 million. Oh, hell, that's all? Oh dear my. All right. So then the nigga do. The nigga say, and then 2 weeks later, here's what the nigga say. Oh, I'm suing these niggas. What's the matter? Oh, these niggas took my car. I told them they can just have it. And then the woman finally say, after after 4 weeks of driving around this nigga, she getting out. I'm tired of driving this nigga. Give me a second. I'm tired of driving this nigga. Shit. Girl, this nigga never had a car. But they know where they need to be and know where they ain't. So they still sell this story because you know what? They're great storyteller sellers. Men ain't like that. And then and then you go out on a date with an individual and all you hear is I listen, go look on a dating site and you'll see the stuff that these individuals say. I ain't for the games. If you this and that, if you that, you just see they bringing this bull crap to the dating market. I need to, these are facts. These are facts. People, I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on a second. I'm gonna tell you something. All right. Boy. I wanna be wherever you are. You said you'd be coming back this way again. Give me a second. Wow, there's all these things on here. That, 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 that one, that one, that one, that one. Damn. That, that. Delete. Delete that. Okay, we deleted it. Okay, camera. That. Come on. Come on, man. Delete. Yes, I would like that, please. Code. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hi, yeah, 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 yeah. All right. I'm back. Let that chick know. All right. So we're talking about. Uh, Let me extend this. Okay. Talking about market, people. Talking about market. Um, and when you understand, you are uh, dealing with somebody that respects your market. So once again, these individuals, they you got to ask yourself, if you stop and look at a man and look at the market, you'll see that no good individuals in the community you call black is about the only market where bad things are brought. Think about that. Think about that. Everybody knows in Newark, New Jersey, on Elizabeth Avenue, right across the street from the White Castle, for anybody that's watching this that lives in Newark, New Jersey, there's a car dealership there. And this car dealership has all these cars on the front, and then the first row is all the good cars, and then right behind that row of cars are the junk cars. Are the cars that's rusted? Everything is wrong with them. The engine light is on. But on the first row, these individuals have the good cars. And the reason why they have good cars is to lure you in. But because they know they can't put the car where the window is half down with tape on it. And then when you go there and look at the car, all you got to do, because you want to buy this junk, right? Well, this is what you got to do. All you got to do is get a window relay in order to get the window work. You got to do that. But of course, this individual is not stopping to think, uh, you're selling this car. Why do I have to do this to this car? You're selling it. And then you got to then say to yourself, what is the perspective of this car dealership that think that I'm going to buy this piece of trash and then fix it? Why would I do that? Or better yet, why won't you bring a car to market that don't have an issue like this? Question, right? What that's simply saying is, people, there are individuals, there are individuals that understand, and I want to be clear about this when I say this. Every person out there in the land of love understands what they are looking for. They know the market. We all know the market. Let's be clear. Let's stop playing. We all know the market. You'll let individuals tell you that, nope, they this, they that. They told me all these things and nothing added up to that. I know my market. I know my worth. Individuals will say, I know my worth too. Individuals will say that, but you have to ask yourself, because you can't ask them. They'll never admit to it. How did you end up with that person if you are those things? People, when I say this stuff, it makes me the hated one. And then animosity builds up in individuals, and it's like, I got to counter what he's thinking. People, what I'm saying will not be debated. It can't. Because listen, this method is applied to everything else. Everything else. Everything else. You go, everybody knows where the messed up food places are. Everybody knows where the places that you go where the customer service is trash. Everybody knows this. They know it. They know it. But for some reason, the comparison to everything else isn't there. It's not there. Gee, I wonder why. It's not there. The car market, the car dealer, if he was selling love, he would be selling booty out niggas. That equivalent car market. That equivalent car market, if you go there, they'll be selling individuals that's out of shape. Well, I want a man that's healthy. All we got is fat, out of shape niggas. Damn, I don't want that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was a man store? What store would you be sold in? What store? What store will you be sold in? Think about that for a second. Think about that. Think about that. And dig this. A lot of you, a lot of you out there, you look up to me for a perspective. I assure you, I will never let you guys down. I assure you that I will always be speaking from the perspective of good men. I have never came on this thing and just spoke from the perspective of hatred. Many of you have came to me and said, that's why I don't mess with women of color no more. That's why I don't co-sign that. But that's conveniently not looked at. Because I want to be clear about something. Before, I had them on here flocking every day. Oh, you hurt. Oh, you hurt. What woman hurt you? And this is the classic. And I straight zip mouthpieces. Oh, I don't know what type of women you dealt with, because ain't none of my friends like that. You'd be hard pressed to find a woman that's not like that. So I'm asking you right here today, straight up, mano y mano. If you was a man to go to market, what store would be selling you? Let's use car analogy, shall we? Let's go with Bentley, Cadillac, Ford. And better yet, be honest with yourself. Where have you shopped in the past? Where have you shopped? Where have you shopped in the past? I'm a Bentley all day, every day. Been a Bentley for decades now. I had individuals that didn't even want to treat me like they want to treat me like a Ford, but they wanted to treat me like a Ford Escort. I'm not into Ford Escort love. And I want to be clear about something. People, if you know somebody that got different perspectives on how they think they're treating you, it's time to treat you like trash, or I don't do this often. Go look at their house and see if their TV is bashed up. Open their cupboard, see if their glasses are smashed, because the variations in different dimensions of perspective that they think is love. I think love is love all the time. I think that when you tell somebody a perspective, deflection is not an option. I think that love is, I love this individual so much. He said this to I make him feel like that. He said this, I need to work on that. I don't see that. Love is love. And if I see individuals that a person can call them up and say, hey, I need you to, okay, let me get up. I'll be on the road in 20 minutes. Then damn, I'm Bentley love. I need Bentley love all the time. I mean, after all, a janitor that works at the school ain't richer than a janitor that works at Microsoft. They're both janitors. There's a story out there. Microsoft employs the most millionaire janitors than anybody. I don't know if there's a second. There's millionaires that are janitors that work at Microsoft. Wow. That is a great market to be a janitor. I truly don't think that I say things in Guatemalan. I speak in English. I define things based on the Webster's dictionary. But when I tell individuals this is that, it's like, well, the other niggas that I dealt with, it was no problem with them. You're in a different market. You're in a different market. People, when I'm talking to my woman, I know she's at work and I add a little humor onto the call. I know when she picks up the phone, I know I'm on voicemail. I assure you she's going to kill me for this one. I assure you she's going to put her feet is like this big, I swear. Like little drawer feet. Anyway, this individual, when I know I'm calling her at her job, when she picks up the phone, I'll say, "My booty hurt." I'll yell it out. And I do this to get the joke off. I know she's in a different market. She's not at the home market. She's in a different. No, you can't. You can't do that. I'm at work. I got you on speaker. I don't do that when she's home. It's no fun in it. It's no fun in doing that when she's home. It's not. When I say my booty hurt, I hear in the background. Oh my god! Oh god! Yeah, girl, what you? Excuse me. While I take a water break. Excuse me. People, I talked about the other day potential. And I'm going to try to show you guys potential. I assure you guys, I am bringing myself. Um, um, it, what my job is, what my job is as a person with a brand, I must constantly keep hitting the refresh button on perspectives of men, on perspectives of who and what I am, and to show you guys that I am a good example. That's what you hear when you hear me speak. What you hear when you hear me speak is you hear a man that's telling you that I am a good example. That's what you hear. I need y'all to follow me. What you're not going to hear me say on Monday is, or even today is Saturday, yo, last night I got turned up. Even if I got turned up, I'm not telling y'all. I don't, but even if I did, the perspective that I must project at all times is that of a man. My morals, what I say, how I act both now and in the future. If my morals will ever be a problem to you, don't watch me. If what I say is a problem to you and I'm dealing with you personally, don't deal with me. I have an individual that was a friend of mine call me 3 or 4 times on Thursday and called me yesterday. I haven't spoken to that dude in over a year. I haven't spoken to that dude in over a year because the main thing is I watched this dude be married for 21 years and treat his wife like a POS. And then I realized that even in our relationship, he treated me the same. This individual claimed that he made 150,000 a year times three. Never brought his wife a nice truck. I always used to tell this individual, "Yo, man, go buy your wife a Range Rover. My wife don't want that." He brought his wife a Jaguar that had a Ford engine in it. Out of the 7 or 8 years that he owned it, it probably seen the road for 2 weeks. He said he wasted his AAA membership on the toes, but that's what he brought. You couldn't get me to buy an altered car. Not into that. First and foremost, I'm not buying a car off of nobody. I buy cars at the dealer only. But that's what this individual did. Then last year, his new wife, because he married his wife's best friend when she passed. Rest in peace, Sharon Burrell. Sharon Burrell is the woman that I did about 3 shows on. I'm going to do another one as an update. Remember I told you, who's your Sharon Burrell? I told y'all that because this woman showed me how a woman's supposed to treat a man. That's another story. But this dude, his new wife got about $8,000 because her Honda Accord, she hit a deer. They paid it off. And he kept in tradition of being a garbage individual. He took his wife's money and got floors put on a house and then brought her a $1,000 van. But he did this because he trained his new wife to understand that he is the leader. She should always follow him. You should quit your job and work for me. You should be a nobody, so when I call on you, you are ready for service. I'm not like that. I'm not. I believe that a woman should have a life. I believe that a woman is beautiful. I believe that if your woman is voluptuous, if your woman got a big booty, when she walk down the street, men gonna say hi, and she should say hi, but not hi, how you doing? That invokes a question. I need y'all to follow me. I need y'all to follow me. Because once again, if I ever tell you something that don't sound right, that you can't take and tell somebody, hey, Chris said this, and you scratching your head like, what? Then you shouldn't follow me. But I need y'all to follow me. After all, that is my call letter, right? I need y'all to follow me. Yeah. Y'all think I just say stuff to be saying it? Is that what you think? I'm laughing at something else. Yeah, I knew the answers was coming today. But it is my job to help you understand when you leave your house, your position when you navigate yourself out in society. It is my job to help you understand that as a man, depending on what ethnic group men you fall under, you are either going to be the leader or you're going to be the bitch. You can pretty much figure out which arena of men is the bitch. I'm here to tell you, don't let an individual define you. Define yourself and stand and hold fast on that. Once again, if this is a problem, stop watching me. If you're dealing with me, if this is a problem, stop dealing with me. But everywhere I've been, I've touched and changed. I don't think that's going to change. My market, I'm fully aware of my market. And I'm not interested in nobody treating me less than my worth every day. Every time we communicate, every time we're around each other. This is not allowed to have a day off. No, it's not allowed to have a day off. What's going on, Freddie? It's not. It's not. I tell people, I said to the individual that live across the street from me, I don't talk to another man's woman. I didn't say I don't talk to another man's woman on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I said I don't talk to another man's woman. That meant forever. When I said these things, it was, yeah, but you know what? Do you see this I got? Men love this thing right here. And I can get you to change. Look, lady, I don't fucking know you. I actually just cursed, but I bleeped it. I don't fucking know you. I don't. And I don't know what the hell you heard me say, but I told you, I don't do that. For you to tell me that I'm fucking 2 guys is right up there with a big booty in. Now, do I dare do a show on big booties? Yeah, we'll get to that. I'll do that on the Chris Smith Show when I'm back on the Blog Talk Radio Network. then you can call in and say, I don't think so, blah, 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 blah. Then I can crush your theory with why it is so. But understand something. I am a brand. This is what I do. This is what I do. You're not going to come here one day and I say, yup, I did this and blah, 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 blah. I'm not shoving Christianity down your throat. I'm not shoving be a saint down your throat. If you say to me, I ain't never dealing with black women no more, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to say, I can understand why you would say that. I'm honest with myself. And lastly, I am here to tell you all the mistakes I made, and I'm owning them. I'm owning them. I'm owning them. Oh my God. Give me a second. What's going on, Freddie? I see you, brother. People, nobody should get offended by their past. You should own your past because it'll help you understand and strengthen your future. When you talk to somebody about what they've done and they get an attitude, well, you can pretty much believe they're probably going to go do it again. Ask me some questions about such and such, and I got a storyline as to why I dealt with it, why I did it, and how I know it was a bad thing to do, and how I won't deal with it no more and do it ever again. I said lastly, but let me put this as lastly. Let me put this as lastly. People, allow me to say this. Allow me to say this. When you love somebody or somebody loves you, that is the perfect time to be transparent. You try to follow me on this. That is the perfect time to be transparent. After all, you would love for somebody to know where you stand and where they stand. I mean, that's going to strengthen the union. If somebody can't be transparent with you, that's what I call, excuse me, that is what I call a Houston, a problem. What I realized is transparency exposes intentions. What are your intentions? That's what transparency does. You cannot hide. You're hiding nothing. What Atia LaShawn Bradley told me is any place outside of court, she is trying to work with me. But in court, it was, I hate him. Why did y'all give him custody? He's a black man. He's a black man, white America. He's a black man. He's a black man. People, remember when I told y'all I sued the police department? And the police department of Orange, New Jersey had about 4 lawyers. When I said I'm on the fire department, I object! I object! Every time I said something good, the city of Orange Police Department, they jumped up, all the attorneys. I object! He's trying to persuade a jury by having this Boy Scout persona. I did have a Boy Scout persona. So much to the point where we went on recess, they came up to my attorney and said, let's settle. We got to settle. And we ultimately did the second recess. I said no. Then we recessed the second time, and I took the funds from that lawsuit and opened up my store, my radio store. I was selling CDs and PlayStations. But they didn't want in court for my true identity to be transparent to the jury. If they seen what I really was, because it was easy to say, there's a black man up on the podium. Now, let us say that the reason why this officer treated him like they did is because he's a black man. When my attorney said, Chris, tell everybody about yourself. When I said military, I object! And what were you doing in Orange, New Jersey? I had a house here, but I live in the Poconos where I own another house. I object! Why do you think every time they talk about somebody, he was a drug dealer, he was all these things, he was no good, this and that? That's an easy sell. You see, people, I've been through enough in my life to know every dimension of what I mean. And what I'm not going to do is allow someone to say, you're great at everything over there, but over here, I don't like when you. That's not going to fly. And that is why I'm transparent. I have never dealt with somebody that gave me full transparency. I've never. Transparency is healthy. It is. And my friends, these are facts at 100%. Have a good day, y'all.